New York City is only days away from implementing its new congestion pricing, meaning they're going to charge you anywhere from $9 to $15 during peak times to drive into the city under 61st Street. So if you drive to the city, you're going to want to know this.
Also counting down to the start of congestion pricing, which is now just 5 days away. Charging most drivers $9 to drive below 60th Street in Manhattan.
Between the hours of 5 a.m. and 9 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. on weekends, those are going to be peak hour prices. So that means $9 for passenger cars, $14.40 for small trucks and buses, and large trucks and tour buses, that's going to be $21.
So New York City has been flirting with the idea of implementing a toll or congestion pricing to enter Manhattan. Now, they already do have this if you're entering through the tunnel, whether that's the Holland Tunnel, the Lincoln Tunnel, or things of that nature, but the toll only works when you're coming into Manhattan. So they decided, hey, we want to tax everybody who's coming into Manhattan south of 61st Street. So that means if you're coming from Brooklyn, Staten Island, and even New Jersey, you are going to be charged anywhere between $2.25 all the way to $15. So today we're going to unpack.
You serious?
Now, before we dive in, I just want to give you a little bit of context. I've lived in New York City since 2018, so I've been here for, I guess you could say, 7 years now, and I've had a car the entire time I am here. And yes, that comes with so much bullshit. It comes with parking tickets. It comes with your car getting towed. It comes with not being able to find parking. It comes with the worst parking in the world, probably the worst traffic in the world.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
I'm sure there's other places in the world that's worse, but in the U.S., by far, it's got to be the top up there. And with an average speed limit of less than 10 miles per hour during rush hour, this can turn into a very, 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 very long commute, even if you're only going a couple of miles. So for me personally, I do have to drive into the city. I have to drive all the way up to 12th Avenue on 50th Street, around that area, all the way from Brooklyn. So yes, I would be subject to that tax. Now, before we go into how much the tax costs, let's just talk a little bit about why they're doing it.
I need to feel you, Jerry! Show me the money! Jerry, you better yell! Show me the money!
So the idea here is that there's just too many cars on the road, especially in a city like New York, where you have 8 million people who are using these roads, whether that's through Uber, through taxi, or driving themselves, or getting a ride through friends. So the problem is there's just too many cars on the road. So in an effort to encourage people to take the terrible train where there's homeless people.
Woo! What's up with it, motherfucker?
People and there's piss and it's always delayed. It's never on time. It doesn't run on the weekends. They want us to take this train, right? The idea is all of the funds generated from congestion pricing is going to be funneled back into the MTA. All of the revenue, they're projecting $15 billion in revenue from this congestion pricing. And they think that that money, or the plan is that money is going to go back into the MTA to make a better experience for you. In addition to that, they say traffic and wait times are too loud. The city is too loud. They want to free up downtown for the folks who, let's just be honest, can afford it. Because the people who can afford it, they're just going to continue to drive. They don't care. It's not going to make a difference. But the people who can't afford it, unfortunately, they're going to have to look for alternatives.
Do you need some money?
They're going to have to take the bus. They're going to have to get on the train. And sometimes they can't take the train. So this is yet what? Another $200 bill to people's monthly expenses living in New York City. These are obviously very narrow and there's a ton of people on them. So I guess they've just run out of options. And remember, this was an idea a couple of years ago, but Governor Kathy Hochul wants to get this passed before Trump gets in office because Donald Trump is opposed to this. And I don't know any New Yorker who really is for this bill. So next, we're going to talk about pricing. So essentially how this works is peak hours between 5 a.m. and 9 p.m. Those are the peak hours. That is crazy. How is all the way up to 9 p.m. considered peak hours?
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
And even as early as 5 a.m., I get up and go to work about 4:45 in the morning. There is literally no one on the roads that early in the morning. There is no reason why there should be a toll from 5 to 6 a.m., even from 6 to 7 a.m. New York is one of those cities that wakes up late. I remember back when I was living in D.C. area, 5:30 in the morning is bumper to bumper. 5:30 in the morning in New York, you can hear a pin drop. For whatever reason, the city just wakes up a little bit later. So I don't think that it needs to be implemented that early. And then until 9 o'clock at night, that is every day of the week. That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. By the time 7:30 rolls around, traffic is dying down. There is no reason for congestion pricing to still be in effect all the way up until 9 p.m. Okay, so for regular cars, so say you just have to go to work, they're going to charge you $9 per day during peak hours to drive into the city. So let's just do some really quick math. So let's assume that you work, I don't know, for simple math, 20 days out of the month, right? So if you're driving to the city, $9 times 20, that's an extra $180 that you're going to have to come up with just to get to work. That's not including car insurance. That's not including your note. That's not including any other tolls that you may have to go through just to even get to cross into the city. It's not including car insurance. So I don't know about you, but I don't think a lot of people can afford an extra $180 bill just like that out of nowhere just to get to work. So this plan probably will work, but people are not going to be happy about it. So off-peak times is anywhere that's not peak time. So it's 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. Why you're charging people in off-peak times, I don't know. Like if I'm coming to the city at 2:15 in the morning on a Tuesday night, why am I paying a toll? There's no one on the road. So I don't know. I don't get it. But so it's going to be $2.25 in off-peak times and $9 in peak times. And I know what you're asking now. New Jersey residents, how is this going to affect you? New Jersey residents, you guys, since you're already going to be paying a toll to take the tunnel, you have a reduced toll. So your toll during peak times is only $6. Oh, wow. What a big difference. $6. That's still significant. That's your bacon, egg, and cheese. That's your coffee and your muffin. That's your coffee and your croissant. That's $180. No, that's $120 extra a month. That you're just going to have to come up with.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around.
So who is this going to affect the most? I've mentioned the everyday worker, but what about the businesses? What about the Balder truck? What about the Driscoll truck? What about all the goods and services that are coming back and forth to New York City every single day? Who do you think they're going to pass along that cost to? They're not going to pay for that. They're going to pass it along to whoever is purchasing the goods. So let's just paint a small example. Say you have a bodega or a deli or what have you, and you get your muffins and your bagels in the morning, and that comes from New Jersey. They now have $120 extra $120 bill, but actually, guess what? Trucks are even more. I don't have the full price for it. Let me find it. Trucks and buses, anywhere between $14 and $21. Let's just use $15 for simple math. So that truck that comes and delivers your bagels at the deli, he's going to now have to pay $15 a day to go into the city. I don't know how many times he goes into the city, but guess what? If he goes in 20 times a month, he probably goes in daily. If he goes in 20 times a month, that's $300 per truck. And these companies have hundreds of trucks. So guess what? That's thousands of dollars per month that they're going to have to come up with. And guess who they're going to pass that on to? They're going to pass it on to the bodega or the deli or the supermarket and they are going to pass that right on to you. So the goods and services are going to go up in New York City. Transportation is going to go up. And I saved the best part for last. They're raising the price of the train as well. So $15 billion is not enough. We need to raise the train by 10%. They just raised it in 2023 from $275 to $290. And here we are in 2025. They're raising the train up to $3. What is going on? Seriously, do we really think that they're going to keep all of that? They're going to invest 100% of that money? Really? Like, come on. So honestly, I'm just going to wrap it up here because I can end up talking all day about this stuff. It's really quite astounding. It's really quite astounding. So if you like this video, comment below. What do you think about the congestion pricing in New York? Should I just get up out of here? Because honestly, it's getting crazy. Let me know your thoughts, and also let me know some things that you want to hear me talk about in the future. Because this congestion pricing thing, this New York stuff is getting out of hand. But that's going to do it for me today. Peace. Catch you next time.